So I give you all a warm welcome to yet again another Hex of Steel in the Iberian Peninsula 1936, the Spanish Civil War. We have been doing a lot of progress here. We have finishing the actual west over here. So now we have control in the south. Now we are about to get everything done over here in the north. We have our engineers en route to La Coruña. Over here, there's a small issue in Menorca because this 73rd garrison, even though they are very weak, they are entrenched. So the fact that these guys are entrenched means that, for example, these guys, if I am to attack with my 46th garrison that is already in the plain hex over here, this means that we're not going to deal any damage. And the same holds true if I am to attack with this 25th garrison that I have over here on this boat. We are not able to damage these two guys that are left here in Menorca. So the thing here is that perhaps we have, I'm trying to find a solution here. We have, in the case of this island, we have this 21st Heavy Anti-Air Battalion. The Anti-Air Battalion over here, which is a 8.8 flak. This thing here has a range of 2. So this means that this guy will not help me. And over here we see, in Ibiza, we see another garrison that I was thinking in sending it to get more reinforcements. I mean, to send this garrison again to Menorca. The thing is, for example, if I am to move here, I am not able to put these guys on boats. So there's nothing we can do. Actually, these guys are stuck in here. So the only way I have to take these guys out from here, as you can see, is pretty much this. If we take this by disbanding the unit, or, well, actually, that's the only thing, or we can redeploy the unit. So we can do this. We're going to send this unit to the reserve because they are pretty much trapped in here. And then we're going to be able to put them here. So that is concerning that garrison unit. Now, the other thing is that we are starting to get manpower. Why? Because we are surpassing the max manpower. We now have more maximum manpower than we have fielded manpower. And that is good. The thing is that if I am to bombard here, for example, I would need some sort of airplanes. So we have an airfield here, right, in Palma. So that means that I am not able to recruit any fighters nor CAS. So the thing is, the only thing that I have is these heavy bombers, the Savoia Marchetti 79. I need 2,000 manpower to be able to get this. Now, I can go for veteran and get a little bit of torpedoes with it. This is something that it's just going to make the actual unit to cost more. The thing here is that the only way that I see to get out from this issue is to build an airplane here. That's at least the first thing that comes into mind. but I'm still not able to get that because of the manpower. I have just 1000 manpower available. The other thing is to wait for these guys 3 turns, so then I would be able to send them here to Palma, redeploy them here, and then reinforce here and perhaps land over here. Because if I select this one over here, I am not able to move to this tile over here, as you can see. The only thing that I can do is to attack, right? I could go and redeploy, but that wouldn't make sense. The other thing that I have is, for example, to go to research. Actually, I need to go here because we have this, a new technology has been researched, the Carro Veloce, the L333. And if we go here, let me show you. Now we know that we have this, but if I try to build, for example, this Henkel 51, this is a fighter, and this is a light bomber. I can go and take and unlock some of those, but I don't have research points. You see here, I don't have research points. So then, this brings me again with the fact that the only thing that we can do up to this point is to wait for these 3 turns and get the actual manpower. But there's another thing. If I go to the actual policies, now you can see that I have enough points in the actual high command points, and then I can go to occupation over here and select this one. I think it is going to be good to select this balanced approach in terms of occupation because, number one, it says that I can recruit 15% recruitable population in occupied territories. This will make this number to grow faster. We have other options here. Aggressive occupation, as you can see there. Aggressive occupation, even though it costs more HQ points, it is going to give me less recruitable population and eventually less production if you analyze what is telling us the actual description. And then we have secret police, which gives more or less production, less recruitable population, but decreases the partition spawning rate. And that's another thing. So we have this election in between decreasing the partition spawning rate, which are, let's say, rebels, as far as I understand, or getting more recruitable population, but make the actual occupied territories more prone to partitions. And then we have forced labor that will bring the partition spawn rate far greater, in the terms that there is going to be a plus 30%, and we will get the same production rate. Now, even we're going to get more production rate, the same recruitable population as secret police, but more production rate. So this is as if we're going to force the population that we occupy in the territories that we occupy to work more, but they are going to be more prone to rebel. So the thing is that we're going to go balanced approach. I'm going to do this because this is going to bring much more manpower for us, and then this is going to make much more manpower the next season. Why do I mean by this? Because we have now a max of 837 and we have fielded 831, and this number is going to increase as we move on. And now I can recruit definitely much more troops. So let's go to the purchase window. I'm going to go and take the deployment of the Savoia Marchetti. I'm going to buy one of these with veterancy. So I'm going to take one. This is going to take 2,000. So now we are left with 4,000. Now I can see here that the other thing I can do is to recruit this thing here that is one of these generals. We have the option to recruit Zanjur, Mola, or Franco. If we see here, for example, if I select this one, or select this one, for example, you're going to see that the only one that gives buffs, I believe, is going to be this one. This one gives buffs in soft attack, hard attack, and fuel. So, the other thing we can do is go here and, well, actually we can't because these guys cost 5,000. So let me go and see if we can get something around here in artillery. They are cheap. We have, for example, let's see, this one. This is the 15 centimeters. This is a German one, and this is the 105mm model 1913. This is the model of World War I. All of these models are World War I, actually. Let's see if we can build a destroyer. We have destroyers. We don't have the ability to build. Let's go to research. There you go. This is the heavy cruiser, and we don't have. Why we don't have the battleships? We've seen that these guys have battleships over here, so we don't have that option. Okay, let's build more bombers. I think we're going to get 3 of these. I'm going to buy all. Actually, this is going to cost a lot. Interesting to note here that this is going to cost a lot. Okay, let me buy 2 of these. Let me buy 2 of these in terms that this guy is going to be... This is going to be very expensive. But at least I have bombers. I think this is going to be good. So I'm going to buy this. Even though... Okay, never mind. So let's buy this. So these bombers are going to be very useful if we want to take these, and then we are going to be able to send them to other places. It was costly, but never mind. Okay. So now we know that these guys are not going to come in here. That is for sure, because there's a lot of mines here. Let me go here and refuel these if possible, which I don't think. Okay, now we're going to continue our movements. We already did this. Okay, let me see here. We're going to reorganize things here, right? So we need to establish a defensive position from Almendragelo down to Utrera, okay? So let's see what we do. Where are the engineers? Okay, here we have one engineer. Here's the other one. Okay, this thing we already moved. So I'm just trying to think about what we're going to do next. I think we are going to bring those engineers. It would be this one and this one. I'm going to bring them down here. Okay, now let's go to the actual place that we can do something. We know that the 4th garrison was destroyed, and that garrison was here. And that was because guys that were here, like for example this 28th Heavy Infantry Division and this 24th Light Infantry Division, they attacked my garrison here. And then we have the 24th Light Infantry Division ambushed this guy. Where is the 24th Light Infantry Division. We ambushed this guy because he approached from here in the fog of war, from Gijon. And then we were able to ambush with our 16th Light Infantry and our 7th Light Artillery Battalion. Good. So let's continue bombarding here. I think we can't. So let me see if we can move. We cannot move here. This could be, perhaps we had a... Okay. This is not going to be wise if I shoot at this. So let's continue here. We're going to go here. So the next thing that we're going to do now is to concentrate ourselves here in Guardo. So we are going to bring this guy. This guy, we already resupply with this guy, so we're going to move down here. Going to put this guy out from the actual village, and then we can move this guy straight in here. So now the tank is getting near. So now finally we can concentrate ourselves in here. So let me hit this guy. Well, it's not going to be worth. So I'm going to resupply ammunitions. Then with this, he stays here. This guy here in the mountains is going to stay there and resupply. That's perhaps the best option for us. And over here we see this guy. We can shoot and start fighting with this and start shooting, which I think is going to be the best option. This guy over here, he needs resupply, so I'm going to resupply. The morale is not good, so if I am, let me see, he is XP 10, so I'm not going to heal the unit. I'm going to shoot at this guy here. This is going to increase the experience. Let's shoot at this with this guy as well. Let's see if we can do more harm over here. I don't think. So perhaps it's going to be better if I move back. So I'm going to retreat. Then with this guy, he's going to stay here and resupply. Now we are getting a little bit of trouble here. To attack Santander is going to be a lot of trouble. So then we have here in Bilbao, perhaps, let me see. We can, for example, this guy is not going to be easy. We can pull back. So let me bring this guy here. This guy here. I'm going to put... Let's remember that if we place these light artillery next to our infantry, this thing can give support. So one thing could be to send this guy here. That doesn't look bad. So we can have support over here, mostly in this tile, the road tile over here. And we can pull back in here. And over here, I think is going to be better if I move this guy back in here. These guys are going to move here. This guy is down here, and this guy is back here. So we're going to make our stand in this area. So for example, here we already conquered most of this area in Navarra. So I believe that in the meantime, it is going to be better for us to be here. Not to advance, because they have a lot of defensive. They have a good defensive position here, even though they are not. This guy is entrenched. So, That's the situation there. Okay, now let me see here. We have here these guys. These guys have normal morale. So I can come and we cannot heal. That's something that I have noted here. I don't know why. Why is that? Perhaps the reason behind this is because we're trapped in between these rivers, you see? I'm gonna show you. This is very interesting. We're trapped in between this river and this river. So all of these tiles are blocked for us. Okay. What does that mean? This means that they cannot resupply. The only way they can resupply is by getting ourselves a bunch of engineers, and that's what I'm going to do. But we need a lot of manpower to do that. Interesting. So these guys are stuck in here until we are able to get more engineers. Look at this. He has artillery here in this mountain. So now it is time for... I cannot even select that. Sorry. So it is time for us to pull back in here. We don't want to be near these guys. They have 2 hexes that they can shoot. He can shoot up to here in the mountains. And then I'm going to bring this guy here. This way, I can see that these guys have better artillery. This is a 152 millimeters. And we have the 105 millimeters Vickers. This is as well a model from 1910. This is a First World War model, but we can defend with these. It's not going to be a bad choice. And then we see here, we see a division here in this village, so we're going to pull back a little bit. We can cross in this river, so we're going to pull back. It's not worth it, and then we end the turn here. They are coming back with the bombardment over there in Ceuta. I don't like that. Another counter-offensive here. Whoa. That was huge. So we lost 2. They lost 3. At least we... No, actually they built 1. This is getting... This is getting very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So the 36th Heavy Infantry Division has low health. And that was the 36th Heavy Infantry that was destroyed in here. And they destroyed my heavy division with this. I think this was the artillery that bombarded this hill. Sad. Very sad indeed. Okay, now you can see that we have 17,000 manpower in our disposal. So this is good. Let me see where is, in terms of policies, we're getting 5 each turn. That's amazing. Let's go to research. We don't have any research points. So here, we're still not able to bring our garrison and our bombers. And we're still not able to attack. Now, I can move. This is something positive. So perhaps if I move... Let me see, I'm going to move here. Perhaps the next turn I'm going to be able to unload over here. But I don't see another way to unload my troops here. But we're going to see. I don't know. Okay. Now, let's go back here. We know that right now they're trying to bombard against Ceuta. This is very annoying. They have now the battleship. This is the thing that I cannot recruit. I cannot recruit a battleship right now. And I don't know why, because here is a heavy cruiser, destroyers, submarines, cruisers. This is a light cruiser, submarine, and a convoy. I don't have the ability to build battleships, and that's sad. I can resupply and get more troops here, which is going to be good. I'm going to do that. This guy, sadly, we cannot respond to the actual battleship. However, I know that this guy, well, he's now full health, so it's not going to be a good idea to move our ships here. Now, I'm not going to move the heavy infantry division here because I don't want them to be bold enough to invade Ceuta, because we see here that Ceuta is a gold victory condition for them, so that's a no. So let's continue here. Okay, we're about to reach there. I'm going to erase I think I can erase something around here. Yeah, we don't need this. These are safe waters. We already know this. And we already know that. What did I mean with this? Okay. So now, let me see if I can get something with this. Nothing. So let's continue moving here. I think we're going to do this in the next chapter. So if you're liking this, give a like. Subscribe to the channel. This was Victus. See you in the next one.